Snap it up, snap it up. How you feel?
Good.
How you feel?
Good.
All right, brother, so we're gonna do 2 lines. 1 line to the left, 1 line to the right. Coach G is gonna throw the ball in front of you. The drill we want you to do is get them knuckles to the ground, scoop that ball up, and right before that yellow cone, take a nice hard step. And I want that ball to bounce into that goal. You got that?
Yes, sir.
You got that?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Even the lines up. If you start on the left, go to the right. If you start on the right, go to the left. Every time you go, just switch lines.
I was a little nervous because I didn't know what the sport was. Well, I've heard of it, but I never played it, so I didn't really think I was going to do that good. I kind of felt a little good about it, happy about it, because of the fact that it's still an aggressive sport where I can still play with my teammates and my friends.
Box them out. There you go. We went and scrimmaged 1 game. We looked like the Bad News Bears. 2 weeks later, we look like a whole new team. In that short of time period, I'm saying these kids are learning extremely fast.
I think I'm better at football more than lacrosse, but I think I'm good at lacrosse too because I'm getting there and stuff. I know how to cradle and everything. So, you know, it's a good experience for me. Everybody keep telling me, they see me, I'm walking home, they see me with a lacrosse stick and everything. They tell me, oh, keep playing those sports, you're gonna be good. Keep playing a lot of sports. So that's what I wanna do. I wanna try out some of the sports that I never played before, and then I could be better at everything.
Go! What are you waiting for? There you go.
I like that I get to have fun, meet new people, do new things, because I never played lacrosse before, so I get to, I have fun doing stuff that I wouldn't usually do.
Box him, you can hit him on the side, knock it out. Yeah, don't get
What I like about lacrosse is that I'm able to apply my football skills to the sport, even though this is a new sport that I never played before. And honestly, I believe that I will get good at this sport, and I will accomplish my newfound talent.
On the hit, there you go. That's a clean hit. That's clean. Mentally, if it looks like they're focused right now from some of the drills we're doing. But if you threw a football on this field, they would strip their equipment off and they'll go after that football. It's a hard sell, but we're going to get them to get it. Some of them are catching on, some of the parents, they get it. And we're just trying to get all of them to get into it. And when they understand that it's just another sport to have fun, to compete in, and possibly get some money for high school, college, you know, it's just a great way to go.
Lacrosse is the biggest sport now, so, you know, so it's good for me.
Go!
There you go.
Go! Shoot!
Shot!
Yes!
There you go. Good. That's the way to hustle. That's the way to hustle.
He's right, lacrosse is becoming a huge sport. Once considered a suburban sport, lacrosse is now sprouting up in urban areas across the country. To compete in basketball and football at certain positions, you have to be the right size. But to play lacrosse, an open mind and a willingness to learn new skills is what you need to play and compete. Joining me in the studio is Matt Levine, the founder of CiviC. Also, Matt also won a U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame award over the winter, right, Matt?
That's correct.
All right, thanks. And also, Lloyd Rodriguez, Executive Director of the Brooklyn Pit Bulls. During the fall, they play football, but this is the first time they picked up their sticks to play lacrosse. And Shannon Richardson, a senior at Alderston Broadus University in Phillips, West Virginia. He's also played his lacrosse career. It all started at Newdorf High School in Staten Island. Welcome, welcome. You know, I look at this sport, I can remember when I first started here years ago. It was a gentleman by the name of Kenny Graham, the late Ken Graham. And he really took me by the hand literally and showed me around Brooklyn and also introduced me to the sport lacrosse. And he said, this is going to be the future. You're right, you wait, you wait. I said, all right, I'll do the story anyway. I had one several times. And I can see now this sport has evolved to where I believe one day it will compete with football and the rest of the spring sports, especially in the spring, the baseball, the track and field, and softball.
Well, Michael, good to be back with you. I think Mr. Graham was right. You know, he saw that the sport was going to take shape down in Brooklyn. My organization's done a lot of work in Manhattan and the Bronx, and also with the PSAL. And just we've over the last CiviC over the last since 2006-07, we've helped to start up 50 boys and girls varsity high school programs in the New York City public schools, scattered throughout the 5 boroughs. Or I should say we support. There were 5 teams when we started, so we've added about 45 teams. And the good news there is that many of the kids have, came from other sports or were not playing for any varsity team and really took to it.
And they picked it up naturally like a fish to water, right?
Well, little struggles here and there, as Lloyd will tell you from coaching down here in Brooklyn.
But Lloyd, as far as especially your team, last year, you guys are all about football. We said, Mike, I'm going to get into this lacrosse thing. And you said, just keep it quiet, keep it quiet. I said, all right, I'll keep it quiet. And you guys have picked up your sticks this spring.
Well, Mike, first of all, always a pleasure to come back and be here on your show. Yeah, it's something new for the kids. They didn't take to it right away, so I kind of had to sell it to them with a little contact, something to remind them of football. But once we got the contact going, and then we're now evolving more towards the sticks, and trying to get the cradling going, which is probably one of the hardest things they're working with.
Well, now, there's always been a quiet relationship between football and lacrosse. You played football with the Staten Island Hurricanes, right?
Yes.
And then once you went to Newdorf High School, why the change, and why did you put football down completely?
Well, I didn't play my freshman year, and then my dad said you should just try out lacrosse, see how you like it. And then picked up the stick. I started to love lacrosse, and I just focused on my time in lacrosse. Started playing all year round, so I didn't really have much time for football. So I missed football, but then lacrosse to start again is so fun, I just forgot all about it.
And and I'm starting to see kids in the hood, especially black young men, black young women, walking around with their sticks, just like you dribble a basketball through the hood, or you're throwing the football. I'm seeing now they're walking around with their sticks.
You're right, Michael. The ball handling, as Lloyd pointed out before, the cradling, just the fascination with a ball and a stick and getting that ball to and shooting at a goal like you're shooting in a basket in basketball, I think is really the attraction to the game. I think basketball kids, soccer kids, football kids, anybody just loves to put the ball in the stick and take it to the cage. So I think it's a fun game. It really is. The kids, once they try it, once they get a little bit of comfort zone with the stick handling, it's the sky's the limit. But I also should say, one of the greatest football players of all time, Jim Brown, was many consider the greatest lacrosse player.
He's a better lacrosse player than he was a football player.
Absolutely.
And there's always been this quiet relationship. Over the weekend, I was watching some of the playoffs, in Philadelphia, the NCAA championships. And I saw Coach Belichick, New England head coach of the Patriots. He was on the sidelines. Also, Coach Chip Kelly was also there on the sidelines of one of the games.
Well, I watched the games yesterday, Denver versus Maryland.
And Denver won, huh?
Denver won, and Denver played hard. And it's, one thing that I do like about lacrosse for football players is that everyone on my team wants to be a running back. So here's an opportunity for everybody to run. So we put them in midfield, so here, let's see what you can do. So it kind of helps them out, that kind of helps also. If they can get that ball and run, they can kind of picture them being a running back, except this time we got a stick and a ball in my hand. So
what appealed to you about this game instead of football?
It's just different from all the other games.
Because it wasn't money, right?
It definitely wasn't money.
No, I mean in a good way. Because to play football, everybody thinks, hey, I could perhaps make the NFL. I could probably get a shot at the NFL. Or I could get a shot at the NBA. But in lacrosse, the money's not there yet. Is it coming? Do you see that?
No. Well, it's not big enough, so they don't get paid as much.
You got Major League Lacrosse.
Yeah, there's Major League, but they don't get paid as much.
How about,
on average, the Major League Lacrosse players don't get paid that much, Michael. They all have day jobs. But some of them, like Paul Rabel, Max Siebold, Rob Pinnell, have clearly turned their careers into a very good living. I think one point, I think the main thing about lacrosse is that it's about the educational opportunities that it creates for the young kids.
And that's what Kevin Graham was big on. He said
right.
He played various schools up and down the East Coast, these prep schools, and his organization was called the Brooklyn Admirals. And speaking of Brooklyn, here you got the Brooklyn Crescents, who also evolved out of the Admirals, and you also have Brooklyn Lacrosse, another organization. Right?
That's correct. So there's youth programs down in Brooklyn are doing well, but the educational opportunities, the schools that played on NCAA championship weekend are all schools that our kids should aspire to go to. Now, whether they get there or not, that's another story. Shannon's going very fine school down in West Virginia, right. And Lacrosse was instrumental in getting them there. And there's many, many, many schools. The state university system they all play lacrosse. And I think that more and more there's a young man that's playing for Eagle Academy in Brooklyn. He's going to go to Nazareth.
They won a PSAL championship.
Well, they were in the semifinals. Right. They didn't quite win. The PSAL champion was Tottenville.
When you look at also the historically black colleges, Hampton just started a program. I was talking to you over the weekend about that. Morgan State has a historic program. I mean, they defeated Notre Dame back in the 70s. They defeated another school. They have a story. It was Washington Elite, right?
Villanova.
Right. So that's another alternative. Real quick, I'm going to talk about some of the gear here. Now, you're also a businessman, right? Now, let's talk about this particular shirt right here.
Oh, that one was from my club team because we're a clothing company, but what we're also trying to do is grow the sport of lacrosse. Okay. And, part of growing the sport, we're going to have to do camps.
Have the gear, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Have to create travel teams.
Right, and this one also real quick?
And we also, all our shirts tell a little story. So that shirt, it says Lacrosse Forever, which kind of goes with the skeleton, because skeleton is after you die, not to be so dark, but then you can't stop them from playing lacrosse.
And we got the various shirts here. Also, if they want to get in contact with you, how can they reach out to you?
You go to gambitathletics.com and go to contact us.
Okay, cool. And we have various hats here from City Lax.
That's correct.
If they want to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you?
Go to our website, www.citylax.org.
Right.
Sorry.
Lloyd.
Brooklyn Pit Bulls, you could reach us at 718-756-2194 or www.eteams.com/Brooklyn Pit Bulls.
And the future of the game? If they want to reach out to you, you're the future, man.
You can email me at srichardson5lax at AOL.com.
Good. Hey, it's good to have you guys on. Wish we had come on longer, but hey, always short for time.